Marvel's The Avengers, a game that was released not long after Endgame. It should have been a license to print money, correct? So what really went wrong? At the time of writing, I have around 200 hours across all platforms played. I've seen almost everything the game has to offer, and I say almost everything because I have yet to do the raids. While I was playing almost daily when the raids were released, I just didn't care enough to indulge in them. Marvel's The Avengers project was announced in January of 2019. Here is the announcement trailer.
They say the time of heroes is over. That if you're different, you're dangerous. But I know the truth. The world will always need heroes. We just need to reassemble.
Instead of capitalizing on the hype surrounding the idea, the team at Crystal Dynamics went radio silent for 2 years. Then on January 11th, 2019 at E3, the world got its first look at the rebranded Marvel's Avengers. Here is the E3 trailer for you.
You know that old saying, never meet your heroes? Well, I did. And it was awesome! The Avengers were everything I imagined.
Hello, San Francisco!
Thor, Tony, check it out.
At once. Try to keep up. This just got a whole lot more interesting.
Let's make this quick. Secure the bridge. Those weapons can't get into the city.
You set him up. Foul, knock him down.
Thor, what's your status?
There are humans trapped, and lots of small, angry men with guns.
Was that a joke? Did Thor make a joke? Cap, they got pulsar tanks.
Tony, Thor, the cables! Cap, what's going on over there?
Start the Chimera, what's your status?
We should head back.
No, stay on task. There are still civilians on this bridge.
Reactor.
Damn it, they played us.
Some say they were set up. Others call them murderers.
Do the Avengers pose a danger to society? That was the question, Bruce. That was the question.
Well, we all lost something that day. But that's not how this story ends.
What are we waiting for?
On May 15th, 2020, we got our first look at the official gameplay, which was more or less the first mission with very little polish added on, so I didn't see a reason to include that. Plus, it was like 15 minutes long, and I'm really not trying to do that to you guys. 12 days before launch on August 24th, 2020, we got the first official trailer, which was more or less everything that we had seen previously. And then finally on September 4th, 2020, we would get our hands on the final game. So what really went wrong? Some will say it's games as a service model, some will say it's the lack of enemy variety, or the fact that it was a looter shooter action RPG, albeit a bad action RPG. And none of these are necessarily wrong. They all play a factor in the eventual downfall. Games as a service or live service games have more often than not failed. It's a good concept, but it must be a difficult task to pull off. Games such as Fortnite, Marvel Snap, and more recently, Marvel Rivals are showing that games as a service can in fact work very well. Action RPGs are hard to mess up, it would seem, as Marvel Ultimate Alliance is typically mentioned as one of the better Marvel games pre-Insomniac's Spider-Man. Having little enemy variety can work, as proven by the Batman Arkham games. I know, it's blasphemy mentioning a DC game in a video about Marvel. However, it must be stated that while people consider it to be one of the best superhero games out there, there is very little enemy variety in the Arkham games. Even the final boss of Asylum was a rehash of other boss fights. However, this is not about Batman. I just wanted to make the points that these factors can all work on their own. Looking at the first half of the game, as at the time of writing I am playing through on PC, it shows promise of a single player experience, which ironically is what it was advertised as. However, 2017, when it was announced, is also when Fortnite also started blowing up. So by the time they started putting the finishing touches on everything, the developers saw a free game raking in cash with the live service model. Now you pair that with it being an action RPG looter shooter littered with bugs and glitches, along with being released in the middle of a pandemic where everyone is now working from home. So the live service isn't being serviced until much later than most live service games. Try saying that 5 times fast. It was inevitably shut down and delisted on September 30th, 2023, just over 3 years after launch, with a total of 5 DLC characters, or 6 if you were on PlayStation. Only 3 of those characters having story content with them, making it roughly 2 characters a year, which felt longer than that at times. Where you look at something like Dead by Daylight, which puts out 4 or more playable characters a year. Within its first 6 months, Marvel Rivals introduced all 4 of the Fantastic Four. I think the main area they went wrong was pushing it out when they didn't have the management skills, or they had poor management for the game. A special mention for the bugs and glitches, as I personally didn't encounter any on console. However, on PC I encountered so many graphical issues and crashing, it wasn't even funny. At first I just thought it was my PC. And then I looked into the recommended specs, and even went as far as dropping almost all the settings to the lowest, and there was still major issues. The first half of the game went smooth. No graphical glitches, no crashing, nothing on high settings. Towards the end of the game, I was getting crash after crash. And I'll actually include a video of my most recent crash towards the end of the game, actually. Right here. In conclusion, Marvel's The Avengers had potential to be a monumental success. But a series of missteps, including the live service model, lack of enemy variety, and many bugs and glitches, as well as poor execution as a looter-shooter action RPG, all led to its downfall. While there are lessons to be learned from its failures, it also serves as a reminder that even the most promising projects can falter without careful planning and execution. I know it seems like I'm being overwhelmingly negative, but I promise this is only the first portion. In the coming videos, we will discuss scrapped content as well as my thoughts on the game after finishing it up for the first time since 2021. I hope you all have a wonderful day, evening, or whenever you are watching this. If you enjoyed and would like to see more, please share it with a friend, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.